And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray as we start another day together. Boy, what a night we had with power outages, and still most of everybody watching is without power. I think EMEPA has managed to get somewhere around 2,000 on. Still a little over 5,000 people to go there. We'll take a look here in just a moment at all the different places that do not have power across the state of Mississippi. Let me see here. I needed to hit that button. Just going through what we need to go over this morning as we look at all of this. We'll have a full hour of this coming up at the top of the hour at 7 o'clock as we'll give you in detail of the facts that we know, go over all the closings and different items that we have this morning. So that's how it's going to be. Everybody okay? I don't think we had any injuries. We did have a few car wrecks here and there, but I don't think anybody was injured majorly. So that is good. We had a bunch of trees come down. Let's start the day out. Let's go out to Collinsville. Get a good word this morning. Let's go out to Collinsville First Baptist, and we'll be right back with more details as we start this day.
Have you thought about your priorities lately? Are you really focusing on what's important? I mean, let's be real. It can be a challenge, a struggle for all of us, can it? Well, the religious leaders in Jesus' day, they struggled as well. They were focusing on the little things of the faith, like tithing spices to the Lord. And they focused on that little stuff so much that they neglected the more important things of the faith, like justice, mercy, faithfulness. And so their priorities, they got all out of whack. In fact, Jesus said to them in Matthew 23, "You blind guides, straining out a gnat and swallowing a camel." They were so worried about the little stuff that they ignored the big stuff. I wonder, is that happening in your life? You might go to church every Sunday, say your prayers daily, read your Bible like you should, tithe your income, but are you gossiping about others behind their back? Or ignoring those in need around you? Or condemning people by withholding the good news of Jesus Christ from them? Beloved, that's straining a gnat and swallowing a camel. Get your priorities right. Focus on the bigger things, the weightier things, so that you'll fully please the Lord. Change begins in you.
The Change Begins in You is brought to you in part by Piggly Wiggly of Collinsville, Patrick Allen Companies, Mitchell Tire and Wrecker in Collinsville, and Mowdy Cabinetry. Big thank you to Brother Ben there. Don't forget you can join them on Wednesday afternoon, or you can join them on Sunday. They'd love to have you. If you're sitting in the dark and need a generator, don't forget to drop by Wilson Outdoor. They can help you out there. Wilson Power, right there on Highway 19. Drop in. Wilson Saw. Got all types of generators, Hondas, the quiet ones. It'll help you out there. If you need a generator and don't have one, visit with them today. They can fix you up, and they'll show you the different models that they have. Again, we're going to go over street closings of everything that we know coming up at the top of the hour, so make sure you come back for that. Let's first dive into this of what's going on with power. Let's look at statewide as we pull this up. We look at the state of Mississippi. We have 23,000 people in the state of Mississippi without power. We have roughly 12,000, almost 13,000 in the state of Alabama. As we go into Mississippi, Lauderdale County is still at almost 7,000. Now that's including East Mississippi Power and also Mississippi Power. As we move over to Newton County, about 750 people without power. 7 people in Neshoba County, now about 53 in Kemper. Clark has 162, and Wayne about 218. So what by far and above, Lauderdale County has the most damage that we're seeing throughout the area. Let's go here and take a look. This is the latest that we have from EMEPA. We're showing that there's roughly 5,529 without power. Let's pull in and take a look here of what we've got. I can do better than that, can I? This Collinsville station, we're looking at roughly 4,200 people in that one area there without power. Another 500 up the road from there. And as we get back over here to the King Road area, we're looking at, what is that number over here at King Road? Somewhere around 1,800 right there at King Road that the power feeds off. So once those substations get back up, it will be major difference to the area. But as you see anywhere these red lines without power. And again, this is just the EMEPA side. Let's look at Mississippi Power. We are showing that scattered, they don't have as many outages right here. They've got a total of 2,000 statewide without power. We're looking at downtown Meridian, roughly about 8 people in that area, 30 or 40 that is north of downtown toward Marion and the outskirts of the 493 area. Those little gray boxed areas there. Let's go over and take a look. This is going to be the Bay Springs area, Union, Newton. North of Newton, north of I-20, we're looking at 100, let's call it 150. That's going to be somewhere in that neighborhood. We probably have 75 people south of 20 in Newton County without power. And then also around Brandon, Mississippi, we're showing about 12 people without power in those neighborhoods. And let's just see, we've already checked there. So we're up to date on the power outages that we have. We'd love to have your comments. We've got a place listed for closings. We're going to go over all of that coming up at 7 o'clock this morning of who's open, who's closed. I'm starting to get some daycares that are closed this morning also that are not going to be able to make it due to power. Can't take care of the kids because of that. As soon as they get power, they'll be back up and running here in just a little bit. That's what's happening there this morning. Let's see here. Glancing around, I just got a note about Highland Daycare and Daddy's Daycare there in Collinsville closed. Getting a complete list coming up at 7 o'clock. If you've got one, find the post that we've got there of the area closings, post it there, or you can inbox us, and we'll be glad to add that this morning. All that's up and coming. We'll be right back.
The Precast Group, offering you the best selection when it comes to a storm shelter. Located on 145 South in Meridian, where they offer above-ground shelters that can be installed in your home as you're built in, are conveniently located right outside your home if it's already built. They also offer storm shelters that can be installed in a slight bank or on flat ground. Protect your family today with a very affordable storm shelter from the Precast Group. Highway 145 South, 601-482-0003. The Precast Group.
Your forecast is brought to you by EMEPA, your Touchstone Energy Cooperative.
As we look at our record highs, our record lows, back in 21, we had a record of 87 for our new high. We'll hit 80 today is what we're betting on. Back in 1955, it was a cold day. 20 is what our record high and record low was. Now, as we look at the forecast for today, we're going to get 79 to 80 is what we're looking for. South of us, and we'll look at this map a little bit later on, tonight, overnight, Hattiesburg, Laurel area, all the way to the Gulf Coast, they will be a level 1. Our area, not so much. We'll be clear of the storms tonight. But South Mississippi, be prepared on the Mississippi Gulf Coast from Hattiesburg all the way down. You will have storms. We'll look at that in just a second. As we look at the Alabama side, we're looking at 80 right here in Montgomery as we see 79 to 80 in Demopolis. And it will see the same as we go through all the areas there around Livingston, Epps, Alabama. About the same temperatures there. Let's see what else we got. Now, this is what I mentioned from the National Weather Service. All of this area south of Laurel to the Mississippi Gulf Coast is under a level 1 risk of severe thunderstorms. Chance of that damaging wind gusts, hail up to quarter-size hail, and a tornado cannot be ruled out. And that's 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. in the morning. So it's going to be an overnight event that happens right before daylight. And again, it's going to be south of us. We don't have to worry about in the Meridian area or north anywhere toward the Columbus Air Force Base or back to Jackson. We're all clear in those areas in the state of Mississippi. Warm weather as we look here across the southern states. It's hot. Still cooler out west in California. As we look at our 7-day forecast, this is what we got from Wilson Saw and Outdoor Power. 78 to 80 today is what we'll get. By tomorrow, 10 degrees cooler, about 70. We got a 30% chance of showers tomorrow. We also look on to Wednesday. We'll hold at 70. And the further that we go across, it gets warmer. 77 by Thursday. And look at the weekend. We're looking at 83, 82 over the weekend. All right, let's see here. What else we've got? The temperatures through the 10th. Look at this. We're going to hit some 80-degree weather as soon as we roll into April, about the 3rd there. And it's going to hold 80s all the way through the 8th. And probably will hit that 80 mark there on the 9th and the 10th. They're showing 79. But going to be a warm one, I'm afraid, when it comes to summer. What's happening with the fishing forecasts? Chet's Paint and Body lets us know if you're headed out today. It's going on right now through about 7:30 this morning. If you got to wet your hook, now it's time to do it. Another major time will be 6 o'clock this afternoon until dark. Right there at 8 o'clock is what we've got. Now, I just got word that power is on in Center Hill at the gas station. So if you're in that area and need gasoline, they do have power there at the Center Hill gas station in the Curve. You can check that out. Let's see, no other major
messages. That's where we are on power. Again, we're going to go deeper into this in 20 minutes from now, 19 minutes from now. So make sure to come back and join us as we go over all of this and get the details of maybe what streets are still closed, who's got damaged. All of that's on the way this morning. Most of all that I want you to remember as you head out into the wild blue yonder this morning, make sure you drive absolutely slower than normal. These county roads that aren't traveled a lot don't always have it cleaned up. There can be a new limb in the road. Be careful, drive extra slow. The streets are wet. We don't want you hurt in any shape, form, or way. Again, we'll be back. Odie will join me beginning at 8 o'clock. 7 o'clock. Odie, you know what time it is, do it. 20 minutes from now at 7 o'clock, and all gets underway. Join us, won't you?
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners: